The Serpent Ikons is the new publication by Anathema Publishing. It's a two-part publication, and the book is written by Helena van El, and the cards themselves are created and illustrated by Shandi, AzK Bouscatier. It's a subversion of the major arcana from the Tarot de Marseille. There are some additional cards, so it's not just the major arcana. All of the major arcana are actually in the deck, but there are also some additional cards, and they've done it in quite a clever way. I've pulled out a few of the cards that I can, in fact, show you on YouTube. As the book describes, they certainly don't shy away from the human body and all of its functions. So yeah, kind of difficult to show some of the cards on this video. However, hopefully you can see from what I'm showing you right here how absolutely beautiful these cards are. I really like the kind of gold. I mean, it's certainly, just an illustration of gold, but I really like the gold intention right there, which is a little reminiscent of the Sforza Visconti deck, of course, as is actually testified to in the introduction to the book. But I'll get to the book in a few moments. For the moment, I just wanted to point out that yes, some of these cards, as you can see, are not from the original tarot, and the ones that are not from the original tarot don't have a number down the side, and the ones that are, such as this Hermit, do. So they have their original attributed position in the Tarot de Marseille and their position in this actual Serpent Ikons deck. But yeah, I hope that you can already see from what I'm showing you how absolutely beautiful these cards in fact are. So you must know that the cards that I'm not showing you are very graphic. Okay, so if you're not so much into human bodily fluids, don't bother maybe, but the reason why it is so graphic with its depiction of bodily functions is that it is based on the whole point of this deck is that it is associated with the serpent from the Garden of Eden, and as we know, the serpent told Eve to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and after which Eve and Adam decided to cover themselves out of shame. So this removal from shame, this general moving away from the concept of shame of the human body is quite central to the work right here. So first of all, regarding the book, maybe I can show you a little bit of its build quality. It's just beautiful, as you might expect from an Anathema Publishing book. That spine is just really, really beautiful. I really like that design. They could have gone with a very simple form here, but no, there's all this little detail which is going on. Very, very beautiful, very, very nice. So great fonts and some nice textured end papers right there, which works really well. In my opinion, there are no collector's edition. Just this, I say just this edition, and it's hard to say if it's if we can really call it a standard edition, given that it is in fact the only edition and that it's of such high quality. And from what I understand, this might in fact be the direction in which Anathema Publishing might start going in the near future, with just one version of their books. I mean, other than any potential paperback editions, of course, coming out, and the artisanal editions, of course, which are their own thing. But rather than having a standard hardcover and a collector's hardcover, just to be able to put all of their creative resources into a single form of the book, and for that to be kind of the standard, I think that's a really good idea, in my opinion. So we've got, first of all, this just this word for word retelling of the Genesis 3, right? The chapter in which the serpent invites Eve to partake of the fruit of the knowledge, the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then there's this very nice introduction by Gary Lachman, telling us a little bit about the history of tarot, and in what ways this particular tarot fits in with that tradition. And then there is a description of the various cards themselves. Actually, there's a you might say a philosophy written by Helena van El, which goes into the reasons for creating this deck. Then, yes, there is this description of each of the cards. I won't flick too much through these, but you can see that, yes, some of them, as I was saying earlier on, are not of the original deck. I think there are 36 cards in total here, whereas, of course, in the original tarot there are 22 major arcana. And then there is the grimoire. So the grimoire is actually a set of rituals, so a practice or a praxis. There is an introductory ritual where you're empowering the cards, and then there is a ritual which is a set template, right? And it's explained how you do the ritual, and then there is one variation for each of the cards. So you look up your card, right? You may be looking for the Hermit, and then you can see what step you need to adapt to make it specific for the Hermit, and that's really nice. I think that works really well. It's a perfectly workable ritual. I've studied quite a few different let's say older grimoires, right? Maybe not quite so modern grimoires, and I know how complicated and how much preparation can be required for them. This ritual, it does require some time, but it doesn't require you to go looking for impossible materia, which I think is certainly considerate. So that's really nice. And then there is a description on how you can use these cards for divinatory purposes, which is quite cool. I think there was one more chapter towards the very, very end. Let me just remind myself here. Just a conclusion, simply a conclusion, and then some references. All right. So yeah, really, really lovely. And I just wanted to draw your attention to the back cover here, and I guess this is where we're seeing something a little bit more than the usual standard hardcover. Which might have an embossing like this on the front cover usually, but certainly not on the back. In addition to such a beautiful front cover, of course, really, really lovely sigil going on there. There we are. Maybe a look at the box itself, the tuck box, which is of really nice quality. The problem very often with tuck boxes is precisely this edge, this edge right here, which, it's unavoidable. You're going to get this white line. And Anathema Publishing have gone with this very thin but sturdy material. So this white line is, it's barely noticeable, which I really appreciate, and yet the box itself is really nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel, I've opened it and closed it quite a few times, and it's it's certainly not tearing in any way. It's great. It's got a slightly rubberized surface, so that it's completely matte. Right, there's no sheen on that at all, which is great. And I really like the way this circle from Shandi AzK Bouscatier's artwork has been it ends up just in the middle there. It works really nicely. Here's a picture maybe of the original artwork and in the opening page. Very, very beautiful. Yeah, so subversive, right? It's obviously taking maybe some traditional images and then subverting them. It's very much in the spirit of the deck. Maybe a final word on some of those additional cards. So this is strength going on over here, which is certainly its own take. This is the ossuary. I'm only going to show you one or two, as I say. Yeah, this is the death card, although in the book this card doesn't have a title. It's just number 13. The reasons for not giving it a title are given, and they're very nice, actually, very thoughtful. This one I've shown you already, the Hermit. I believe this is the Labyrinth. This is Innocence, which, of course, I think that's quite a nice card to add to a tarot deck. Some might argue that it could be represented by the Fool, but this Innocent doesn't seem to encompass the same aspects of innocence as the Fool does. I'm afraid I don't remember the title of this one. I'll. Do I remember? Is it at the? Maybe at the very, very beginning. Number 2, the Void. The Popessa. The Popess. We've got the Magician. The Demon, or the Daemon. Or the Daimon, however you choose to pronounce it. And the Void. There we are. So there we go. Quick look at this lovely new production. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you found it interesting. The book is available to buy directly through Anathema Publishing. Links are down below. If you live in Europe or in Africa, your best bet is probably to go through Cyclic Law as usual, although the links to that can be found through Anathema Publishing's own website, just as usual as well. There we are. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.